Welcome to Dynamic Life Perspectives, guidance for a new age. We're going to have a good time figuring out who you are, what you really want, and how to get there. Together, we're going to find your heart. Now here's your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Mr. Bruce, what's up?
Reverend Rob. So the first show of DLP, man, this is cool.
Dun, dun, dun. Absolutely. This is fantastic. So let's notice a little more mellow. I don't know how long I can stay that mellow. I miss my, our funk,
I miss
man.
the whole porn music, man. I do. But hey, this is a whole different program, whole different format, whole different thing. And I am just here tonight. I'm just here for probably, a cameo here or there. But this is
I appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here, and I especially appreciate our guests that we got waiting in the green room. But, talking about me being who I am, and I don't know how long I can stay mellow, Becky would get a kick out of this. I went up to the pool today at the complex, 55 and over. It was loaded with people, and as I'm riding in, I've got my Bluetooth blaring in my cart and everything else, and it's playing Fat Bottom Girls. So I was getting the hairy eyeball from a lot of 70s plus, but you know what? I can give it right back. That's me. That's who I am. But so without further ado, folks, we have a fantastic guest tonight to open up with the first one. Drum roll. Mr. Bruce is giving us a drum roll. Ta-da! Becky Gregory, first guest, first live show, DLP, Dynamic Life Perspectives. Dun, dun, dun. There she is. How are you?
Hi. Well, thank you for having me on. So I have to say something. You got real far with the Rebecca Becky thing.
Oh shit. Okay. I even asked, so my intentions was there.
I know.
And it's right here in front of me in black and white. Rebecca Gregory, okay, from Rebecca Gregory. Give us your website.
Oh, it's www.rebeccagregory.com. And there's a whole story behind that, which we'll get into a little later. So,
okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. You are into some new stuff, okay? And that, well, it's new to me with you doing this, and we'll do it in this format. But help me with the verbiage. Untrick what? Do this. Help me.
Oh, untrick yourself from the fuckery.
Untrick yourself from the fuckery.
Untrick yourself
from the fuckery.
We say
a lot of us need to do that.
Can we say
exactly is the key to move forward in life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I think a lot of this, the fuckery, is society telling us what to do and how we should feel and how we should think, and we have to fit within the norms.
Exactly.
And so I mean, when you tell somebody, hey, I see some great faces here, or initials, Mr. Gregory, welcome. David, see, I won't screw that one up. I didn't call him Dave, I call him David. All right. See what's going. Indigo in the house. Good evening. Lovely to see you here. Always good to see Indigo, and let's see what's happening. Hi again, David. Lovely to be here. Mr. Hillis Pugh, my buddy, need to get you here. We got to get you both back. We got to reassemble the Psychic Council in some shape, form, or the other. That was fun. We just got to do a few changes here and there. That's all. But let's see what's going on. So, Becky, Rebecca.
Call me Becky. It's fine.
For our listeners that don't know you, and a lot that are coming from Tarot with an Attitude and now to Dynamic Life Perspectives, tell us what brought you to this point. Give us a little history.
How long is the show?
As long as you need.
I'm just kidding. I'll do short and verges. So, just like everyone on this path or on this journey or finding themselves, we've had our stuff that's happened when we were younger that kind of forms who we are right now, of everything we hold on to. And, I started my journey years ago. I'm timeline with me. I started down the path with hypnotherapy. Actually, the Toltec teachings, I went into the Toltec teachings, Don Miguel, the Four Agreements. That's kind of where my beginning started. Was fine. That was the first book. Dummies, Toltec for Dummies was the first book I ever found. That's kind of where I began.
Okay.
And and so from there I went through hypnotherapy and then just got blasted wide open and just knew that was just part of my journey, was just, and then I just started gathering information and I went down the rabbit hole of, the Akashic records, QHHT, access consciousness, Donna Eden medicine, matrix repatterning, plant medicine. I mean, going to sacred places, doing Toltec traditions, working with I mean, I literally went down the rabbit hole, and I was very grateful to be in the space to be able to do that. Still, trucking along, trying to find myself along the way, learning things, never really settling into one thing, because I realized I wasn't supposed to settle into one thing because it's not me. And picking up tools along the way, and just it's just part of who I'm becoming and who I've been transforming into for years now. And now I've come to the point, and actually an experience happened to me this week, which maybe I'll get into a little later, that kind of gave me to that point that just unplugged and opened up, and just all of a sudden it's just like everything I've been working up to or building up to, it's just all coming together of my true, like, I guess you want to say destiny or purpose or mission or whatever you want to say, of moving forward to help serve in this new world that's being created. So that's
That's
me.
awesome.
Before we get too far off track, last
Sure.
time we spoke, you actually talked about some of your history and where you had been to, and you touched on some of that then. But take a minute and tell us about your journey and the places you've been to and why you were there, because you've been like all over the world doing some really, really, really cool stuff, and it all kind of contributes to who you are.
Yes. As I said, I don't know where to begin. So first, I started with the Toltec tradition. So, and I've studied with Heather Ashamare, with the Toltecs, and was programmed with her. So some of the places I've been, Teotihuacan in Mexico City is probably one of the most profound places I've been as my journey, and grew so much there. I've had so many just beautiful experiences of literally being shown, and I wasn't on plant medicine at that time, and that hadn't come into my journey when I tell this story. But on the top of the pyramid of the sun, and literally just open to the energies and literally see the whole web of life unfold above my head. I saw the whole grid, the light, everything. And that was just a profound experience to be able to, I've been to Costa Rica. When I did plant medicine, I went to the jungles of Peru. And, if I was going to go down the journey of doing plant medicine, I'm like, I'm going to the motherland. I'm going to where the plant is. And I had the plant right behind me, and it was just pretty amazing. To traveling across the country, just going to sacred sites along the way, living on the land, and so many things happen, and learning how to navigate and work with this world, the unseen part of this world, that, and connecting to that, to know that that is truly our guide. When we can connect to that and look at that and not allow to get ourselves kind of caught up in all the mainstream chaos going on around us.
I think that's important because a lot of people, they're just there doing what they do, but you've actually been immersed in this for a long time, and you've actually
Yes.
dedicated a large part of your life to this. And I think that's important. And I think that's one of the things that are going to go ahead and differentiate you moving into this show, because this would be a lot of times people are seeing you for the first time. And this
Yeah.
shows your credibility and your validity, and shows that this is not just a phase for you. This is your
No.
life. This is your goal. This is what you do. And I think that's important to go and point out.
Exactly. And I'm messy. I have my moments, and it's okay. That's part of it. A lot of people get stuck in spirit, think you're all supposed to be, oh, no, 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 no. I cuss, I have meltdowns, I go through it all. And that's part of the experience of being in this human experience of learning. As I say, we say we're not human doings. We are human beings, and we are here to learn how to be.
And you know what, Becky, that touches me very deeply. That's where I went through with this month hiatus of
Hmm.
trying to figure out who I am. And I find it ironic that in the past few Tarot with an Attitudes, it's still there, it's whatnot, it's just in the playlist. Go look at it. Um, a lot of people are looking at money, 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 and people that I know that we know are very spiritual people, they're becoming so stressed about money, they're losing sight, of I need to go make money. I this has been fun long enough, but now I got to go make money. And you know what? It reminds me of what I taught my kids. I don't care what you do, money isn't everything. Be happy doing it. And when
Exactly.
you're happy doing it, it takes a lot of that stuff away. And I had to come back and go, wait a minute. I want to help people. This is where I'm at. It's not just about getting back into sales. It's not about getting back into different things. So that energy seems to be, and I think in your untrick yourself from the fuckery, that's part of it, you know and it was very personal to me. So I'm glad you're here and understanding. It had to send me, I had to take that trip. And when you
Yeah.
talked about being on the sun pyramid, one thing I will, and my wife knows I feel this way. I will forever, for the rest of my life, be grateful for the time you shared with me and that you were there to help guide me through Tulum, the pyramids, because I haven't seen anything like that since. I had never seen anything like that before. But while I was sitting there, and I think you had a lot to do with it, people would think I'm nuts. But I watched this whole ruin
Hmm.
come alive in front of my eyes.
Hmm.
Okay, seeing people, knowing, wow, whether they saw me or not, it was like peering into another dimension. It was crazy. All
Yeah.
right. And so a lot of that too, I want to get back into at some point about the Akashic records you touched on and things like
Mhm.
this. Might be a great show to get Hillis on with you at the same time.
Yeah, that would be
You
fun.
know, so
And oh, I just wanted to say around that, I was so honored to be there with you. And, I know my trip with you guys was for a reason. I know what those reasons are now, but I was guided to go. And I do believe that was one of the, I don't know if you know, but before we walked into Tulum, I stopped and I gave a gift to the ancestors before we
okay.
walked through the first gate. And I opened an honor to them and I asked their permission to come onto the land and open, like I felt like I needed to open that space to walk through that day. So I don't know if you did, so I don't know if that had anything to do why you experienced what you did of opening that honoring of them to come forth to you to share what you needed to share to open to that part of you that needed to open up.
And
I
I've never really gone into detail on the show about what happened. I've kind
I
of
think
given it a
are you ready?
very high vibe. So maybe when we do a show on News Dudes and Tudes with Mr. Bruce and we're talking about it, there's some things. And we got some ideas about us getting together. And I think that would be an awesome thing. And let's see where that goes and takes us
Awesome.
to, because there was a big gap in there. That was wild. And so
And that brings into kind of where I am now. I've realized with my, talking about my journey and where I am, and I realized literally just a couple of weeks because I'm a slow picking things up. I always say I'm like the clueless psychic. I know exactly what's going on, but it takes me a while for it to click in. but but in saying that, I realized, that and this was actually given to me by a vision in actually at the basilica in Mexico City, Lady Guadalupe's basilica. I was given a vision, and I've never had a vision like this before, where I was kneeling at her altar and I saw these beautiful doors come, these old doors, and they came literally in front of me and just went. And I knew it was a huge message because after that I could see everybody's spirit. I mean, it was just a miracle of a moment that I had in this basilica. But I realized, a couple weeks ago, those doors I always thought, and it was for me to walk through, but it was also a message to me to say, this is what you're here to do, Becky, is to help others to walk through those doors, to give them the strength to walk through to become who they're supposed to be. And
Well,
that
you
is
helped me. I have no doubt that you had a huge part in that experience that will be a huge experience in my life. And maybe one day what we need to do is sit down and just do a show around actually what happened. And it was almost, Bruce, we talked about, before having a session or whatnot, should we get stoned? Should we get whatever, get relaxed, get chilled? I was like walking around that whole place in a fog. It was crazy. It was like seeing different. It wasn't. I don't know. It's weird, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So I can't say thank you enough. And you know
uh,
what? What I want people to understand, I believe more people are having these types of experiences and trying to come to a new understanding. We're breaking free. This is the year of the six, breaking free, breaking through. And it's part of what dynamic life perspectives does, is to be there to help guide people through that as a spiritual guide and as a Christian counselor. It's one of those things to understand. There's more than what you were told. Okay.
oh,
And
friend.
I think this is very important to realize. I think more people are dealing with it, but they don't know where to turn or who to turn to.
Exactly. It's what's happening right now. That's why, so much craziness is happening in the world right now, because people are waking up. People are all of a sudden waking up one day and saying, what the heck is going on, and who am I? And
So
where do I
it's
go? And this doesn't match. And what?
so is that when you talk about untrick yourself from the fuckery? What is the fuckery?
The fuckery is the fuckery, is everything. It's the belief systems we hold on. It's the lies we tell ourselves. It's untrick yourself is fuckery, is moving into the truth of who you should be. Untrick yourself, the fuckery is, the universal fuckery that goes on. How that, I don't like to get into government and all that, but we deal with it on every single level, all the way down to the personal, all the way up and that's what's happening right now. The world is unraveling from all the fuckery we have been programmed to be for the millennium. And it's all unraveling right now on so many levels.
So taking this out of a objective and making it personal,
Mhm.
what would be, me, Rob, give us some examples of what the fucker would be in our world that we could actually start to go ahead and untrick from.
Okay. So, what is something that you do that you really don't like, that doesn't feel right of who you are?
And that's actually a bad, because I am, that's nothing. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it. If I don't feel right, I don't do it. And I am probably the wrong person to ask that question for, because I have a much different attitude. I've actually sculpted my existence to be exactly the way I want it to be, and it changes as my values evolve. So I'm the wrong one to ask that question for.
Well,
And I will testify.
mhm.
That's one of the things I admire about Bruce. He's not lying. That's the way he is. I would be the one, and I think being 60, okay, with being ingrained by a Baptist minister and churches
Yeah.
for decades, that it is trying to overcome and how to be successful, what it means to be successful. Where, Gillian works very hard for me to stay home, do this, do what I'm doing, but it goes against everything that I was brought up to do. I have to work. I have to work. I mean, there was a point I was working 3 jobs that it didn't matter. I needed to support my kids, do all this or whatnot. And it got to the point where I was looking at my bank book more than I was looking at my Tao Te Ching, more than I was looking at the Bible, more than I was looking at my tarot cards, more than I was even having. And I think that's untricking ourselves, is like, oh crap, I'm so worried about this and what is success
Hmm.
that it took me way off.
It pulls.
I went crazy nuts.
So it's basically, Bruce, like what you're anchored into, like your thoughts and anchor, where your attention is going to. That doesn't flow, that doesn't allow you to be in the flow, because you're so pulled in and draw, like Rob was drawn into the checkbook. So he was so in this world that he was drawn to this checkbook that he was losing sight of all the beauty and the magic and the truth that was going to allow him to flow, to bring that checkbook to the abundance that he was looking for. But he was so focused in on that he was not able to see the truth. So
Right.
by untricking and changing your awareness, you untrick yourself from the fuckery to move into a new way.
Absolutely. It gets crazy. I got lost. I got lost for a month, was literally probably on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And my wife kept coming to me. And what's beautiful about this for people that have seen and are awake and they're looking, it's traumatic when you realize you've slipped into something and your other side is going, hey, I
Yeah,
need you back. I need
yeah.
you back. This isn't you. You know, it was almost like being on a drug. And
I have,
Hmm? Go
no,
ahead,
I
go
Richard.
have,
ahead.
said, I have said before, and this is one of my favorite expressions. And I've actually went ahead and told you this before, Becky, and it was like a light went up when I said it. But a bird does not worry about the strength of his branch because it knows it can fly.
Hmm. Exactly.
Realistically, whether you know what, my bills are going to get paid. I'm going to go ahead and travel. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to have food on my table because my existence is going to provide for me. I believe that, and
Exactly.
and that's sculpted. That's belief, and I don't. Checks are going to come in. I mean, and I will get a phone call tomorrow if I'm broke. My phone will go off, and I'll go ahead and get travel clients. Are going to pop out of nowhere. I'll get opportunities to make money. I mean, I've got to work for them all. The money doesn't come free, but but it'll happen. I believe it'll happen, and my angels provide for me. So I'm
And you
not
know what,
sure.
Bruce? I got to tell you on that, your statement months ago about finding a parking spot,
Okay.
okay?
Oh yeah, I like the parking spots.
You know, talking about, asking your angels in advance, hey, have a good parking spot ready. It spoke to me. I do that now. And I also then, it was one of those things I think that was eating on me that's like, wait a minute. I am not relying on spirit to take care of me. And I literally lost my banger. I
Yeah.
lost the ideal that what I put out is what I get back. And it's why it was so traumatic. Gillian, tell you, I was breaking down. I was in tears, different things. I can't figure this out. And this is what I needed. And sometimes,
Hmm.
like you said, Becky, people of spirit, we go through this. But
And
it's beautiful when we come home. You
yeah,
know, we
exactly.
get people around us because we've surrounded people. Mr. Bruce, my wife, you, when I get lost, people will go, hey, stupid, we need you back over here, you know? And it's like, okay.
And
So
when we
on
get
the
lost
park,
in our
so on the parking spots, Rob, do you get your parking spots when you ask for it and say thank you?
Absolutely. And I think the saying thank you is the most key thing. Okay. And I do believe in it. And I say it out loud to make sure that I'm communicating that and that it comes from real spot. I do think that we forget a lot of times we were never meant to be paupers. Okay.
no.
We're meant to be happy. We're meant to live an accelerated and a
So
big life, but we have let the fuckery
exactly.
of the church, oh no, you can't do any of this stuff that's radical or whatnot. Even psychology, I was catching crap doing my counseling and therapy and working with addicts when I started bringing tarot in. Oh, evidence-based practices, big thing, evidence-based practice. But at the same point, they would say, I need to understand people's religion. Well, there's no evidence to any religion. It's a belief. It's a thing. And what I had to really present was this is a new form of spirituality, and people are starting to stray away. And I don't think the mental health world, I don't think the scientific world knows how to deal with people that this is now faith.
Exactly. And I'm going to move into a topic I like to talk about around that, exactly what we were talking about, which is hope. Remember, I said I've gotten the message that I've always been the messenger of hope. So I would like to go into what hope means to me and some little messages around that, if that's okay with you guys.
Okay. No, please go right ahead.
So hope, and this is what came to me, is honoring our personal evolution
Okay.
through embracing home, which is healing our misdirected emotions, choosing love over fear. Now, hope does not come from taking on the world. It comes from the heart of change through the vibration of compassion and the feeling of change. And so I have a few little things I wrote down around that of kind of,
Go right ahead. Go
love is
right ahead.
possible.
The
And it's,
floor is yours.
I know, and it's opening our heart to the passionate energy, which is living in love and gratitude for all and everything, of perfectly imperfect energy, of staying aligned to your heart, of possibilities of expansion, of living in the trust and abundance of who you are, of presence evolution, in the stillness and silence of you, that I am presence of who you truly are and truly be, to the clarity escape of letting go of the attachments and release yourself from all that is, and the patient evaluation of taking the time and the patience to find your center, to find your balance, to let go of the judgments you place upon yourself, to be the best you could possibly be as you move through the energies of this world and what it's becoming, and the perfect embodiment, the connection of all of you, the sovereignty of who you are, the light of who you are, to flow with no separation and claim why we are here walking on this planet to change this world in that beautiful light and allow it to shine. And that's what hope means to me.
And that's good. Did you bump your microphone or something?
Oh no, I have something on. I had my little paper.
Ah, okay. So yeah, it was starting to muffle, and that was very important. I want to make sure people hear it. Okay. So, and I've been second guessing. Bruce, tell me what you think about this thought process, Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca. Okay. Rebecca, tell me, we have, and could hope be the fuckery?
Yeah,
And when you say it, it's like, why? Because
yeah.
the truth of the matter is, we say out of one side of our face, never lose hope. All
Mm-hmm.
right. But on the other side, we're like, we shouldn't be relying on hope. No. What you put out, you get back. Have faith in whatever it may be. Because once you start hoping something will transform or come to pass, you're actually opening a door to say, it's not in my power. You see what is that making any sense?
It's totally making sense, and that's why I look at hope at it's a different definition that has been told to us what it should be. And that's why it is to me honoring our personal evolution. So you can honor yourself and stand in the truth and keep yourself out of the fuckery because you are standing in who you truly are.
Absolutely. The old Clint Eastwood flick where he's the preacher, I forget, that comes back to town and, he's fighting the bad guy. And the evil dad comes in with the evil son, and the son's like, yeah, what do they care about having a preacher in there for? And he's like, you let a preacher into Carbon Canyon? And he's like, hey, their spirit was almost broken, but a preacher could give them faith. Faith, and what Indigo is saying here, allows you to believe and to understand. And I think that's huge. What do you think, Bruce?
Bruce is quiet.
Yeah, he is.
No,
Bruce, I've never seen you this quiet before.
He's
I,
digesting.
You're in deep
I,
thought.
no, I'm letting y'all be y'all.
Y'all.
I mean, and keep in mind that I am, I am, y'all are very much like-minded. I dabble my toe in it, but I am not the cynic, but I am, I'm more subjective to this. I believe what I see. I believe what I know, and
You
so
think so, but that's not what you said a little bit ago, and you don't even realize it. You
no,
know, you have faith, you believe your finances are going to be taken care of.
I know my finances will be taken care of. I
All
have
right.
no
How
doubt.
do you know?
And I have, because it's been that way for the last 30 years of my life.
All right. But is that something that you have put your energy into, so therefore you believe it? you don't hope for it. You know that it's going to happen.
It's not even a thought. I don't believe in it. I don't have. It's my life. That's the light that I walk in.
That's what he
And
anchors
that's
himself
awesome.
into, and that's
And
awesome.
that's not
That's a beautiful lesson.
And that's not so much faith, because that's not a faith. That's not a belief. That's empirical evidence. Because if I put my energy out there, and if I give myself opportunities, and I'm grateful for the opportunities I have, opportunities abound.
Bangarang.
Yeah, I got my bracelet on.
Hey, awesome. Good
Show me
deal.
your shirt. Show me your unfuckery shirt.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Watch this. Watch
I have
this.
to bring it out.
Here we go. Let me see what I can do here.
I was on the other show. I forgot to grab it.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do here. Boom.
That's on
Okay.
Redbubble. That's the one. There you go. There's stickers and shirts. That's just the first little thing.
So untrick yourself. I love this. You can buy the stickers, put them on different things. But what I'm seeing here is you can also buy T-shirts, a phone thing, a hat,
all kinds of stuff.
But you also have another one here.
Oh yeah, that was a little sign. I was just playing with it. This is all new to me, so I'm exploring. I'm going to put some of my paintings on there as well, and some other stuff as well.
Awesome. Because this one, I wanted you to help me understand the statement, okay? Remember you alone. I get that, I think, okay? But where were you going with it? Sabotage, create, know, forgive, be, love, grow, you. What does all that mean?
Remember you
it
alone.
Means taking responsibility for everything that happens to you. You alone sabotage yourself. You alone create yourself. You alone know yourself. You alone forgive yourself. You alone know how to be. You alone love yourself, and you alone grow. It's all about you. It's all about going inside to be you.
That
and you are responsible for everything you do and what you bring to you.
I didn't connect the dots, okay? But that makes total sense to me. We get to do this stuff. We happen. And this is what's going on. Bruce, tell them about the candle magic, is what Bridget is saying there.
What's about the candle magic?
Ooh, send me a friend request for your private reading. Katie Makey. You know, Katie, you kind of wasting your breath here, sweetie, and you just let everybody know, bad karma, girl. Reach out to me. I'd love to have you on the show and talk to you. But, and that way you wouldn't have to be a troll. It's okay. God love you. I know you're just trying to make a living, but you just announced who you are. And nobody from this show is going to honor that. So love you. Reach out to me. You know how to do it. I'll get you on the show if we talk, So wonderful. So all right, I'm going to bring that down. Okay. You got more stuff coming.
Yeah, I got more stuff coming. This is a new thing.
Okay. All right. But Bruce, tell us about the candle magic.
Abundance. Bridget has abundant candles and stuff, and they work. We lit a candle, and I had a $12,000 opportunity from it.
There you go.
They work. At this point, I'm trying to go ahead and have her translate those to lottery tickets. I mean,
I hear you, and you know what? Gillian has taken the time to set up this massive grid, and I think my energy is the one that's screwing it up. I go past it. I don't look at it. I don't concentrate on it. I don't honor it the way it needs to be honored, And but at the same point, she turned around the other day and walked in with a $5,000 check and went, "Oh, they went thank you at work."
Exactly.
So
now is that faith, or is that belief, or is that just let's see what happens?
That is the strength of Gillian believing, and it's just like you. Really, it's you two are locked on that. Where if I believe it and I know it and I see it, I have to trust in it, and I know that it's going to happen. and she really believes it's going to happen. You've heard the story about us in this house, and I believed it and I saw it, and I kind of got sidetracked on that. Go ahead, Becky.
She's in the heart around it. She's in the belief.
Yeah.
She sees it. She opens to it. She allows it to bring it into her world without any hesitation.
Absolutely. And everybody, thank you, Indigo. You know what? Yeah. Everybody, just take a moment, reach up, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notifications.
What's the bell?
That. You can at least reach up if you're enjoying the show, and there's several people. There's a lot of people in the show. Just hit the like button. Just reach up and hit the like button, if nothing else. Help people out. Let's see what's going to do. Okay? See what's going to go. So that's the candle magic. And that's what Gillian has this. I'll take a picture of it and show you. And she actually wrote something down for me right at my vanity about we accept the abundance. And I have not, man, I feel bad. You actually kind of brought it to my attention that it's become a fixture in the house that I just walk by.
So why don't you explore why you just walk by it?
I need to. Well, but I do that with okay. I'll explore it with her and figure it out because it's not intentional, but actually it's on the corner where she put it, where it's supposed to be according to what she's doing and everything. It's not in my path. I don't go over there. There's nothing over there for me. So I got to make a special trip.
Listen what you're telling yourself.
I know. I hear you.
So
I hear you.
While we're talking about you, tell us about, you also do paintings and artwork.
Yes,
I do. There's my drum right there. I think there's another one of my little paintings over there. I don't know if you can see.
Nice. Here, let's do this. Put them up there, okay? And I'm going to bring you up. I think I can do it this way. And we're going to go here. Boom, there. So now people can see him.
I'm in my little room. I don't know if you can really see it, but you can see the drum. I did that drum a while ago, but I do energy art. So some of my other paintings in the room, you look into them and they actually shift and change. It's very interesting, and spirits come through them. I started that, and it's a process I do. I don't know. It's just, I move through emotions. I just move through energy. Most of my paintings are like 6 to 7 layers of just moving through, and then they're multidimensional. And I've had friends I've done paintings for, and they're like, things happen in their life, and they're like, Becky, the painting's changing. Like it shifts and morphs. I don't know. It's crazy to say. Yes. So I do those. And I also do a painting class. I'm going to ramp that up again, of moving through emotions. It's really fun. It's kind of, I guess you want to art therapy, whatever. It's kind of thing I do in the same kind of context of moving through forgiveness and a bunch of things using paint and artwork as a medium.
I was going to talk about your painting class. Now, is that actually up and running yet, or is that just conceptual right now?
I've taught it before many times. I'm going to be putting it back together to do another class here soon. Okay. So I'm just trying to get my timelines in order. But I do have another class that I'm doing with a friend of mine from England. You can go to my website and enroll, re-envisioning the end of 2022. So it'll just be a fun, free online class that we're doing going into the new year, of kind of with oracle cards and kind of asking questions and just kind of moving through some stuff with some meditation, just kind of take a look at you, a safe space to go into you and kind of create and see where you want to go to the end of 2022.
Did you say a fun, free class?
A fun, free class. July 1st.
And a chance to go ahead and get more Becky time? That's right. Yes. I said Becky.
The fun, free class with my friend. We talk about circles and synchronicities. My girlfriend, I took a class with her with Crane Gorilla, an angel class, in moving more into my channeling and mediumship. And she was in my class in 2017, but we always were going to connect, but never kind of connected. And then last year we took another class, and we found out that we were in the class together. So that's when we connected. And so this year it was kind of weird. It kind of looks, we came together. We're going to do this event together. And I'm actually going to go to England the same time this class that we took is airing again this year. And we're going to take it together in England. So it's like this cool little connection of bringing these energies together. So it's how the world kind of connects us all in this this movable web.
And you're parking your car at my house while you're there.
Yes.
By the way, Bridget, I don't think I told you that, but yeah, she's parking her car at our house while she's there. I'm gonna give her the spot before that.
So and while I'm there, I like to do some, workshops in England, or hopefully get some things together there. So if anybody's listening overseas in Wales, Ireland, or England, hit me up if you like to host me or get something together.
To anybody watching this, if Becky is offering a free class, you're a fool to not go ahead and sign up for it.
I would agree.
And
thank you, guys.
Go ahead and be, just like I said, marinade in Becky. It's great.
Absolutely.
You're so supportive. I love it.
Absolutely. And everybody out there, if you've got something you're wondering, want to ask, or a comment, put it in. It's okay. We want to hear from you guys. This is not just the three of us shooting the breeze or whatnot. This is meant, if you've got something that you want to ask, put it, Bruce, the self-proclaimed skeptic, with me on the science end of it, and Rebecca. See, I even changed the screen, but it's going bleh. I'm gonna have to change this to you are Rebecca. Okay.
It could change though. It's changed over the years. I'm always changing my name. So,
yeah.
But it's really funny. So I want to talk about this, talk about things connecting, putting together. It's really funny with my website. So, I did have my website, Be the Change in You, because I always say that don't limit yourself, create yourself, be the change in you. Well, that just got all messed up when I transferred it over, and I won't get into the story behind it. Well, it turns out I don't have the domain anymore. So today I'm like, oh, crap. And I just realized it the other night. So my world this week has been changing. I unblocked a huge thing, and I might get into that story. And when I did that, so it was like the universe telling me, be the change in you and claim who you are. So now it's RebeccaGregory.com. So the universe was pushing to claim that new part of me that's coming in by not letting me have my old website, to move in to claim me. So pa-boom, bangarang. That's the magic.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how things just like, oh crap. And at first we think they're a mistake, but a lot of times they lead us down the right path.
Oh yeah. And open up this whole new awareness. So, and just everything's been coming together, since that. So.
All right. I want to ask you, since we are talking energy and those types of things or whatnot, for a lot of people, the first half of the year was a rough year. Okay. And if you remember, I was telling people 2006 breakthrough, be careful what you drag into this year. And I fell into the same thing from last year. Okay. Now we're at the 6th and we're in July, which I see as the month to stop, chill out, take a look as we begin to move forward and really assess and see what's working for you and what's not. And we need to do this in all aspects of life. Where do you, even if I were talking to somebody, about addictions or about, couples or whatnot, how's that working for you? What are you doing? Where are you at? I ask a lot of questions when I'm working with people. But one of the things I always ask is, how is that working for you? Because a lot of people won't acknowledge what they're doing is working or not working. They're caught in the fuckery. It's what they're supposed to do and everything else. Where do you feel that this energy, first of all, do you feel there is an energy shift coming starting this month and through the remainder of the year? And where do you think we're going with it?
First of all, I think we've been in it, and it's just the unravelment of everything. And it's ramping up right now. And you're exactly right. It's time to rest as well right now as we ramp up to the next part that's coming down the pipeline, is what I feel. So it is a time to rest, review, and detach. Detach is huge. And I was going to tell a story. I love to tell stories because I'm real time. I live what the energies are happening. I have experiences and I love to tell them and share them, so people can relate to them. So I had a huge thing happen to me this week, and I really want to share it out on the line because I think a lot of people struggle this with our own family and where we are with the energies of, whatever's going on in family dynamics. And mine has been with my mother and, over, just things with my mother. And so the story kind of unfolded, and we did this huge healing the beginning of the year, and we're at this midpoint. And I know I'm shifting into new and transforming because everybody's transforming right now. But I knew I had some attachments that I needed to release, but wasn't, so a situation came up and I'm very grateful for it where my mom actually came to Florida an hour and a half from me, did not call me, did not tell me, came down to see my sister after I'd been begging her and was told she couldn't travel because she was this, she couldn't travel because, anyway, when I found out why she was here, um, it literally tore my heart out. I mean, I lost it. I was just that human part of me. But I realized it was tearing my heart out. It was detaching from the attachment I had to my mother. So I could not be the best part of me because I was holding on to all that from childhood and I needed. So I'm so grateful this experience happened. But I basically told my mother, I'm done. I'm not, I'm done. I love her. I have compassion. I know where she's coming, but I'm not going to be putting myself through that anymore because I need to excel. I need to be me now. And my
And I work with a lot of people in that, in understanding, but their family. You can let go of family too, and you can still love them. I
yes,
think people need to learn that just because we say it's time to let somebody go from your life, they're so used to having to do that with hate and anger. It's the only way they know to cut the cord. And it doesn't have to be done that way.
no,
And I went through something like this several years ago before my father died, when we were on a soccer field and he's acting like an idiot. And I'm sitting there and I went, wait a minute. This is your game. I don't have to play.
hmm
And at that moment, I went, my heart broke for him to be like, it must suck to be that miserable when you've got things, grandparents, your kids are all around you, things like that. It just, wow. And once I was able to walk away from that, then it didn't have the emotional attachment for me.
exactly.
And I was able to start really accelerating into my new being and new becoming. So,
Exactly.
yes, people don't understand the trauma. A
Mhm.
lot of times when we talk trauma of parents, they think beating, sexual abuse, things
No.
like this. It's just being trained of how to react to things.
hmm
And some of that is finding the real you and understanding you don't have to react like your mom or dad. You
Exactly.
can be you emotionally. You can
Exactly.
let them go out of your life. Nobody will screw you over like family.
I
Nobody
say
will.
that's when you graduate human school is when you can deal with your family.
Yeah. And you realize, you know what? I built my own life, these things. I love y'all. I want y'all to come into my hula hoop, be a part, but not if you're going to disrupt it. And
Yeah.
I'll ask you to leave, but I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Don Miguel Ruiz always said, what did, oh, no, I can't remember the quote exactly, but basically you can love someone, but you don't have to go to lunch with them.
Right. Exactly.
And I always love that quote. But I think it's really important to bring these things up, even with family, because I know a lot of people out there struggle. Well, she's my mom, she's my, this, that, or she's my dad, or this is my sister. And we have this thing around the family unit. We should always be connected and we should deal with whatever they dish out and allow ourselves to be pulled and dragged and whatever they do to us, we allow it because they're family. And now
Yep.
it's time for everybody to realize, and everybody's situation's different, I'm not, but
Right.
sometimes, the family we come into is the family that we grow with, is the family that we learn from. And when we can step away emotionally, allow that to go, we can step into and we find our true tribe. We find our true family that we connect to, that we co-create to, that we're with, that'll help us excel to be the best we can be on this planet.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a huge to talk about that, to know we need to unravel the belief systems around the family unit that has been ingrained in so many people to hold on to and keep themselves stuck in misery and pain. Not everyone, I'm not saying everyone out there, but
No, but that's part of the fuckery that we were talking
exactly,
about, is being told, well, that's my parents. I then have to do that. No, I
exactly.
don't.
No,
I do not.
let me
But we're
bump that.
trained to say
Exactly,
we have to. Yeah. And it's
exactly.
being able to step back and go, there are things in dealing with families a lot, I deal with scorekeeping. You know,
Mhm.
well, I did this, so they should do
Yeah.
this. She did that, so I should do this. I did that, so she should do this, or he, the brother, sister, things. And, you know, life's not a baseball game.
No.
If you're not doing something, if I'm not doing something for Bruce or for Becky because I love them or I care about them and I want to help them, then what I'm doing is wrong. If I'm doing it expecting something in return,
Exactly.
you're really putting some bad karma out there.
I
It
agree
doesn't
100%.
work that way. What's that, Bruce?
I agree 100%. At this point, if you do something for somebody else, expecting in return, you're not doing it for somebody else. You're doing it
Exactly.
for
You're doing it
yourself.
for yourself for a gain instead of
Yep.
doing it from the heart unconditionally. Just
Yeah, I remember from the Bronx Tale, you know, when the kid's growing up and this guy stiffs him for $20 and he's going to chase him down the street and Sonny, the bad guy, brings him back and says, "What are you doing? What are you doing? For $20, you never have to deal with this kid in your life again. He'll always run from you. Let it be." You know, how much energy are you going to put into that? And again, that's the key thing. If I've got somebody that's constantly throwing barbs at me from a family, what I've learned is to understand they're dealing with their own pain. Misery loves company. And I'm sorry you hurt that way, that you have to hurt somebody else. I love you, you know, but stepping away from it. Now, old nature, especially from somebody like me, that can get very, very, I don't know what, well, dark. You want to argue? I was there. You wanted to fight?
you? No.
I know. It's hard to believe, isn't
It
it?
is.
You know?
God.
So, you know, it's one of those things, but you can change. You can change. And it's called, you know, mindfulness, learning how to be in the moment, being able to respond rather than reacting to a situation. But it takes work.
Yeah.
It takes work. This is not an easy thing that we're asking people to do, you know?
It's flowing in and out with that gratitude and that gratitude of the heart and being grateful and thankful for everything that happens and not allow yourself to be distracted from everything that pulls you away from that space.
Right. And you know what I tell people? LOL, did someone say fight? There we go. Me and Bridget. All right. If we're on the same team, y'all get the hell out of the way. You just don't stand a chance. But it is, you know, it's one of those things where a lot of people will be like, okay, karma's a bitch. Be careful. You just threw a whole lot of negative. Karma's not. Karma is just energy rebalancing itself. So if you throw negativity on top of negativity, you're kind of wanting to bring some of that stuff. Okay. We'll let life take its course. Don't wish anybody any ill will and move forward, you know, and let it go. Don't revel in when somebody's hurt either, even though they hurt you. And some of that's the fuckery of we're supposed to enjoy it, you know, that type of thing. You know?
Fuckery is just, it's just so like there's so much of it. It's just
yeah.
So
yeah, I'm with you, Bridget, because once I go down that path, it's a dark path.
What do you want to say?
No, nothing. Actually, before we went down, I wanted Rob to go ahead and talk about DLP and kind of why he changed the brand. This is DLP's first live program. And before we got off the air, I wanted him to go and take a couple minutes and just talk about DLP and what that was supposed to be and what the intent for DLP is.
The intent for DLP, and thank you for that. And you know, I appreciate that. The intent for DLP, Dynamic Life Perspectives, is to understand there is guidance, there is help. There are people out there. I don't do anything normal, okay? I can combine tarot with coaching, spiritual counseling, Christian counseling, different things like that. We can, you know, the transformational life coaching. But I have my master's in social work, and I was getting pigeonholed into just being a tarot reader. And I'm not. I'm much more than that. And kind of like what Becky was saying, I had to go through a rough spot to remember who I am. I have a gift of root cause analysis and being able to connect with people. And in that, it's one of the reasons I'm kind of not worried about my state licensure, considering just surrendering it, letting it go, because now I can work with people from anywhere. Okay. Because am I really going to do something different, whether I say I'm a licensed clinical social worker or if I say I'm doing transformational coaching? Is what I'm going to say be any different? No. But there are a lot of people out there that are addictions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do things normal with clients with addictions. And one of the big things about dynamic life perspectives is understanding I'm very much into individuality, whether we're dealing with grief, whether we're dealing with trauma, whether we're dealing with, I'm just trying to find my path. I don't know where I'm going to go. What's my purpose? That's what's here. And like the slogan is, guidance for a new age. You know, I'm 60 and I need to let people know, it says it right on the website, Dynamic Life Perspectives. You know, I ain't your mama's shrink, and this ain't her session. This is all new, and I'm bringing new things in and new life in and listening, and we come at things from a practical approach. But mostly I want people to understand they've got somebody that they can reach out to that's 60 years old that understands the fuckery, the brainwash, the different things that they've been through, whether it be from religion, whether it be from family, spouses, the government, things like that. I got you, because I don't look at anything normal anymore either. Mm-hmm. And that's acceptable. It's okay to be different. And that's what Dynamic Life Perspectives here. I want people to contact me that need, you know, that want some help, want some direction, things like that. I'm good at it. Okay. And I enjoy doing it. We do it with a smile. We laugh. Sometimes we cry, but we always end with laughter and feeling good. Okay. And that's very, very important to me, is starting to get back to those roots, embracing the reverend part and the spiritual guidance, Christian counseling, spiritual counseling, that part, and helping people understand who and what they are, and their choices are not limited. So that's my biggest thing there.
Thank you for that.
And so, Becky,
congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Becky, we talked about kind of where you're at, what you've done. What's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, let's see. You know, my journey to England and moving in my art classes, and just I really don't know. I'm just kind of opening to the flow. I am doing more private sessions now, so I call them cosmic tune-ups. So they are unique. Talk about uniqueness. They are unique. Where I use Oracle. I didn't talk about my sound this evening. My vibrational resonance that I do. So it does that, and that's this whole process of kind of using all the tools, and everyone's individual. So I never know what's going to pop up. So and
give your show. You have a show on Friday nights at 6 o'clock.
Bruce, yes. I'm so glad you're on top of all these things, because I'm like just all in the energy, having fun here. I forget about all that. Thank you.
That's what I did.
Yes.
So give your show a plug.
Huh?
Give your show a plug.
I'll give my show a plug. So I do a show every Friday night with Hillis Pooh. We've been doing the show for I think over a year now. Not even sure. Calls Cosmic Insight. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook,
Great
and
show.
Podbean and Spotify, and so we just kind of talk about whatever, and we do a tune-up every Friday night, whatever that might be, and just have fun, just to help give you that little fun little different happy hour.
And I think that your show, I think you come in with an idea, but it's far from scripted, because your show very much free flows and moves it's supposed to go ahead and be. I think y'all have a starter topic, but y'all lose that quick. I think it's great, because
we never have a topic.
Oh, really?
We have a topic like 1 minute maybe, and then it's usually not what we talk. Exactly. We don't have a topic.
You say, well, this is it, and then it goes just wherever the spirit happens.
Exactly. That's how we created it, just to be in the flow. And it's just kind of like life. You never know where you're going to go or what's going to come. So it's just kind of, we feel into the energy of what needs to go out there. And so
I think that's awesome.
Pop up.
Having come from the church background, very heavy,
Oh, I'm
There
Catholic.
were
I was
times
Catholic, so
okay, and being an actual assistant music director for a couple of very large churches, okay, hundreds in the congregation, there were times, even my dad, they come in with a pre-programmed, I got to give this message. It's got to be here. And there were times when I felt spirit moving in just the song service. People were listening to the music. It was touching them. They were singing. They were coming all out. And all they needed to do was sit down, shut the hell up, and let spirit do what we give it credit for doing. And they wouldn't. So I'm glad, because things need to go. Spirit brain will tell you we got to go here, but we don't have to. So I'm proud of y'all for doing that.
oh,
That's
thanks.
awesome.
I don't really function when I have directions, so or it's written down, or I don't do well with that. What?
I can't believe that.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So hey, if you're watching, hit the like button on YouTube. Hit the like button. Subscribe. If you're on Facebook, like it, share it to your friends. Help us spread the word. We're actually remodifying, and Terror with Attitude is now DLP, and we're hoping to have more shows like this coming up. Becky,
absolutely.
Thank you for your time, and we have plans to bring you back, but
Yes.
under a very, very different specific thing we're going to go ahead and do. So let's see if we can get on that. And am I missing anything?
I just want to tell you both, thank you so much for walking into my world and the journeys and experiences we have together. My heart opens for being the first person on your show to, I give you the blessings of growth and expansion through this. So, and the magic, giving my magic out to the show, that it expands and grows and all your dreams come true. So thank you so much for having me. And it's been fun playing tonight.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. And everybody, also 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Eastern, tomorrow, we're shifting into an hour so my wife and I can have a little more time. We'll be back with the magical unknown, okay? Gillian will be on. We'll do this together. And I love doing readings with my wife. It just brings such a different level to it. So make sure you check it out. Terror with an Attitude's not going away. It's there. You can go down, look it up under Daily Dose of Attitude on the playlist, all right? But this is just something new for people to understand where we're going, and to see there's more to this and to life than tarot cards. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'll never get away with them. I love them. Okay, but that's this.
I love my cards too.
Becky, thank you very much, and to everybody, Mr. Bruce.
Thank
you for being here for the first Dynamic Life Perspectives. We've got more news, dudes and tudes coming at you. You know, so check that out. There's a playlist for that. This is going to be your one-stop shopping for variety, for comedy, for news, for whatever. We might even do some comedy shows, just see what the hell happens. Okay? And let's go. But remember, your life can change. You can be part of it. You do not have to be stuck. Things can help. You can be a part, and you can find your way and find a new dream. And as always, Bruce, you got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
I want to thank you for having me on your first show. And everybody, be good to each other, man.
Absolutely. Be good to each other. And as always, remember, the most important thing, bangarang. That's where it's at. Bangarang.